investing $175 million in repairs for school buildings, including lead abatement, asbestos removal, and upgrading our buildings so kids' schools are safe and healthy. During my campaign, I promised that I would put mental health resources in our schools. Today, we collectively are delivering $100 million to help give students access to the support they need and making sure that they get that help. That means direct mental health support services in our children's schools. We're releasing funding for our libraries and our community colleges, and we're driving out the first ever state investment in indigent defense. We're delivering $50 million for emergency relief for struggling hospitals to ensure that they can continue providing essential care for Pennsylvanians who are in need. And we're investing nearly $50 million in additional funds for our 911 system so that Pennsylvanians know when they call for help, someone will be there. We wrapped up a lot of unfinished business here together tonight. But on top of that, we're going beyond what the budget that I signed this past summer calls for and delivering even more for families and improving our criminal justice system. Let me explain. We're taking a huge bipartisan step to ease the cost of child care for families by dramatically expanding the Child and Dependent Care Enhancement Tax Credit in Pennsylvania. You see, under current Pennsylvania state law, Pennsylvania would match only 30% of that federal child care tax credit. Now, thanks to the bill that I'm about to sign, we will match it 100%. 100%. Let me explain what that means in real terms for Pennsylvania families. Let me explain what that means. That means for a low-income family with 2 kids in childcare, their refundable state tax credit will increase from a current maximum of $630 all the way up to $2,100. And you won't need to wait a long time for that to come. It's coming in 2024. We are getting this done for our families across Pennsylvania in a bipartisan manner. That is huge. And it's going to impact 210,000 families all across the Commonwealth. Tonight, we're also making our criminal justice system more fair for all. First, we're ensuring that Pennsylvanians who receive a pardon will get their criminal records cleared automatically. I know this bill is especially important to our Lieutenant Governor and the Chairman of the Pardons Board, Austin Davis. I'm grateful for his leadership. You know, he worked on Clean Slate as a legislator and now as LG, and I'm proud he got this together done with Chairman Baker in the Senate and Chairman Harris in the House. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. Second, we're taking steps to ensure that probation serves its real purpose in Pennsylvania as a tool to help Pennsylvanians who've been incarcerated successfully reintegrate into our communities. These changes will help make sure that minor technical violations don't undermine someone working to put their life back together. They'll also ensure that courts examine each and every case to determine the right probation sentence for that defendant's unique situation. These common sense steps, well, it's going to help Pennsylvanians who want to rebuild their lives and meaningfully contribute to their communities, making our justice system more fair, more effective, and more just. Lawmakers have been working on these bills for years together, but together we got it done. It just goes to show you what we can do when we come together to get shit done for the good people of Pennsylvania. That's right. It's after hours. I don't need to say stuff. I don't need to say stuff anymore. But listen, you know, you've heard me say this before. I want to say it again because I think it bears repeating. We are the only state in the nation with a divided legislature. One chamber led by Democrats, one chamber led by Republicans. And that presents challenges. It also requires us to compromise. And when we do accomplish things like we did as a result of these lawmakers' hard work over the last several days, when we move the ball down the field, it's important that we celebrate that and that we focus on the progress we're making, not the fact that each of us didn't get 100% of what we wanted. Because here's the thing, bipartisanship, it requires compromise. It forces us to learn and to work together, to give a little bit here or there, but always stay focused on making progress. Every leader up here, the other leaders who couldn't be here, and the members who are out here tonight, they now understand that a whole lot better than maybe we all understood that before. We're going to continue to work together, to learn from each other, and to make progress for the good people of Pennsylvania. And as a result of that progress that we've made, kids are learning on full bellies now in Pennsylvania. More apprentices are learning the skills that they need to succeed. And there's more cops on the beat to keep us safe. And our government is working how our founders intended it to be. It's William Penn up there, for those of you who haven't studied the murals on the wall. Let me give you just one more concrete example. And this is a special thanks to the Majority Leader. Today, the Senate confirmed my 200th appointment. 200th appointment. By comparison, in 2015, in Governor Wolf's first year, only 57 appointees had been confirmed at this time. These are really important positions in our government, judgeships and commissions that oversee everything from workers' compensation to utilities. And it's critical that they get filled efficiently and with qualified nominees. And I'm really proud that we've been able to work together in a collaborative manner to make sure that the Senate was able to confirm these able nominees, and we were able to work together to put people on these boards that reflected our shared values and commitment to progress. We are collectively showing that we can move past the partisan politics, have real conversations, and get a lot done for the good people of Pennsylvania. So tonight, I plan to sign these budget-related bills into law, and over the coming days, I'll sign this set of nearly 3 dozen bills that were agreed upon by the Majority Leader in the House and the Majority Leader in the Senate, and passed by both parties with bipartisan votes. I'll be signing those into law as well. Then, I'll tell you what, we're going to keep moving forward on all the other work we need to do to accomplish together. Wiser on how to work together and focused on delivering for the good people of Pennsylvania. And with that, it's my pleasure, my honor, to introduce the Majority Leader in the Senate, Leader Pittman. Leader?
Governor, thank you. Thank you, Speaker, Leader Bradford, Leader Costa, Lieutenant Governor Davis, thank you. We as a Senate Republican majority are pleased to see, and I speak, I believe, on behalf of our President Pro Tem Kim Ward and our Appropriations Chairman Scott Martin, the conclusion to this 23-24 budget. I know from our perspective as a Senate Republican majority, we are very thankful that we were able to conclude this process while maintaining our fiscal stability. We need to remember that we made a historic transfer into our rainy day fund of $900 million. We now have a rainy day fund that allows us to be prepared for an inevitable rainy day. And that long-term fiscal stability will continue to be a hallmark of our Senate Republican majority. We also are very appreciative of the fact that we made a historic investment in the Educational Improvement Tax Credit Program. We appreciate the fact that we were able to make a historic investment into our hospital community, our EMS community. Those are areas that have certainly been struggling and are in great need. Yes, we have a divided government. We have moments of disagreement. And our Senate Republican caucus will not be shy whenever we have those moments of disagreement. But we will also continue to look for ways to reach agreement in a divided government on issues that affect real Pennsylvanians across this Commonwealth, not just in Democrat communities or Republican communities, but all communities in this Commonwealth. So I look forward to lessons learned from this budget season and the conclusion of what we've done here in 2023, and I'm eager to see us move forward in 2024 in the best manner possible to address those issues that the people of Pennsylvania look for us to address. Thank you, and thank you, Governor.
Thank you. I'll now bring up Leader Pittman's counterpart in the House, Leader Bradford.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor Shapiro, for your dogged, dynamic, and determined leadership to get us here today. I must say, we've had some hiccups along the way, but I think the product that is in front of us is worthy of the time and effort of so many leaders, so many members, and so many voices across the Commonwealth who spoke about the need to really chart a course that the governor put forth over the last few months, but has really kept pointing us in the way of a bipartisan compromise that would address the big issues that continue to challenge Pennsylvania. And I think today is a pretty substantial down payment on that. I want to recognize Senator Pittman and his staff, who was able to work in a bipartisan way. And again, it was not easy, and we have real disagreements, and they will continue to be obvious at times. But their ability to work together, staff as well as members, recognize, I talk about our humble majority, but I say to our caucus all the time the need for pragmatism and recognizing that one chamber is not a monopoly. It is truly an opportunity to do bipartisan work, and I think we lived up to that today. I also just want to recognize, as the governor did, some of the real high points in what's in this budget. This is a really historic day for Pennsylvania. I want to mention the lieutenant governor, our friend and our former colleague, was showing me a baby picture, and I thought to myself, there's a guy who's going to be taking care of the dependent, who's going to be taking advantage of the dependent care tax credit in a few years, and he's going to understand the cost of child care and the challenges of what that looks like, quality child care. But sincerely, at a time where my Republican friends rightfully talk about the need to get people off the sidelines and into the workforce, there's a workforce that is underutilized. There is a workforce that's crying out for quality child care. And what we've done with a refundable credit, that literally means in this April that folks will be getting checks, recognizing their hard work, encouraging folks to get into the workforce, truly making work what it is, which is the dignity that we talk about that we should provide to every family. Government can be a partner in that, and what we did today is so essential to doing that. Now, again, we're under no delusions, and the hour is late, literally, and in the budget process, and we will start up again soon. But the down payment we've made, the progress we've made in this budget and based on the budget we just passed, looking forward to a horizon where we still have big things to do and a governor who's capable of leading the way. I just want to thank again the staff, the membership, the Senate for their leadership in a bipartisan way to get us here this evening, and most importantly, our governor who's having us here today. Thank you again for everything. It means the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leader Bradford. I'd like to now, it's my honor to bring up the Speaker of the House, Madam Speaker Joanna McClinton.
I think my colleagues are here, Governor. Governor Shapiro, it is an honor to stand with you on this evening at this very important time in which both Senate Republicans, Senate Democrats, House Democrats, and of course House Republicans have been able to come together and finalize our work. To every one of my colleagues that's in the room, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your sacrifice. To every one of our staff members that's gladly still at work on a Wednesday evening as it approaches 11 p.m., we would not be standing here in the light without all the work that you all do behind the scenes each and every day. This is a truly exciting moment for our Commonwealth, for us to wrap up this year's budget, and most importantly, see it as the pathway forward to all the things that we can achieve next year. It's not lost on me, as the first woman to be the Speaker of the Pennsylvania House, that every single day and every single budget and with every single bill, I'm writing a legacy for all of the women to come. And as someone who serves the William Penn School District, which was the lead litigant in the 10-year public school funding lawsuit, I look forward to us standing here 6 or 7 months from now, being able to talk about even more accomplishments for all of our students, being able to talk about, as a former public defender, even more investment and keeping our streets safe, supporting our law enforcement officers, investing in indigent defense, making sure criminal justice reform means both public safety and changing the way justice is sought and served in our Commonwealth. So I'm grateful for this evening, but I'm looking forward, I must say, patiently awaiting for the next one that's to come, because the good news is we're just getting started. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. You've heard from the respective majority parties in each chamber, one Democrat, one Republican. And now it's my pleasure to bring up the minority leader in the Senate, a man who punches above his weight routinely and whose soft voice has been a calming presence and who's helped us get a lot of stuff done here in this building, Leader Costa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor. And I, too, want to just build upon the comments of all my colleagues and express our thanks on behalf of our Senate Democratic Caucus, certainly for the opportunity to be engaged in this process over the course of the past several months. At the end of the day, we recognized that we had a logjam and needed to be resolved, and my hat's off to my colleagues in the House Democratic Caucus for being creative and figuring out a way to be able to get us home at the end of the day. And that's what happened here. And then to be able to work with our colleagues in the Senate, led by Senator Pittman and Pro Tem Ward, and all of our members of our Senate Democratic and Republican caucus, to be able to articulate some of the concerns and some of the measures that we were able to work together on to bring to closure and working with our House colleagues. And it really is an important day, and we've really laid a foundation for the future, not only for our kids, but also for individuals who are looking to enter, for example, in the workforce as teachers and the like. To us, that was an important piece of legislation. All the matters that pertain to the school code were something that our members talked quite a bit about. So on behalf of all of my colleagues, and certainly my colleague, Senator Vincent, who's not able to join us this evening, we want to say thank you for everyone involved. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out. I know we've given a lot of shout outs out to the governor and his team, but T.J. Yablonsky, I think, was somebody who worked very, very hard to make certain that people kept talking to one another, people kept working hard. And T.J., well done. Thanks, Governor.
Thanks, Leader. Thanks, Leader. Thank you, Leader. The leader beat me to the thanks to Secretary Yablonsky. He stepped into a lot of challenges, and he has handled it ably and calmly, and we couldn't be more proud of him or more grateful to him. And with that, I got some bills to sign, but I'm happy to take one or two quick questions, and then we'll let you all get home for the holidays.
So, to use your own words as a get shit done governor, how frustrating...
You can say that, too.
I'm not on camera, fortunately. How frustrating is it to have taken this long for us to be here at the end of this?
Let me just say this, and I'll repeat what I said to one of your fellow colleagues in the media. You know, my glass is always half full. It's not half empty. So I'm not frustrated. I feel wonderful that we were able to come together in a bipartisan manner to make this happen, to not only close out a budget in the strong way we did, but to add on to that, to get meaningful things done for families, child care, tax credit, to be able to do some meaningful reforms to our criminal justice system, something we've been talking about for years, and we got it done. And I think it's important to note that we learned how to work together, and that is critically important. I remarked when I stood in this spot back in, I guess, July at some point, we needed to make sure that the leaders of both chambers learned how to work effectively together. Proof is in the work. They have worked effectively together. We have all worked effectively together. And so I'm incredibly proud of the work that they've done, that we've done, and I'm very, very hopeful and optimistic as we turn the page to 2024. Okay?
Governor, so, I mean, this is for anyone. You mentioned some of the criminal justice reform bills, also some bills were sent to your desk that will expand penalties for taking packages off of people's desks or off their porches. Also a bill...
Or their desk, I guess. That would be, maybe we should have amended it to include the
and also a
desk.
special prosecutor for crimes in Philadelphia on SEPTA. Were these part of the deal to get some of those...
As I made clear in my comments, this was a package that was agreed to by both majority leaders, and I intend to sign all these bills. Last question, then I'm going to go sign a couple of them.
Senator Pittman, you talked about the lessons learned, and I was just wondering if I could hear from each of you what you thought the biggest lesson that you learned from this experience.
I don't know if you guys want to. I'll tell you what. Let me sign the bills. If y'all want to sidebar with the senator and the leader, you can do that separately. I want to wish everybody here a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a joyous Kwanzaa, and most importantly, a happy, healthy, and peaceful New Year. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Thank you.